Hello, I am here. Today I'm going to play Steam Prison again. Finally, after so long. Sorry, it's just been hectic. Okay, so to get started on Ulrik's route, I'll need to say that. What's his name? I forgot his name. Elt is just my employer, so I'm gonna do that. This is my boss. How do I think of Elt Creed? I wondered what sort of answer Ulrik was hoping for. Eventually, I shook my head, unable to tell what his intentions were. Outcreed is my employer. Other feelings for him would not be proper.
本当に僕が言うのもなんだけど、あれでいて結構モテるよ。
I prefer more feisty men, like Ulrik. With who? With his people for leadership?
ああ、そっか、そうだ。あんたってめんどくさいやつだった。
What did I do? What? A pain in the...
実際そうだろ。あれこれいちいち説明しないといけないしさ。ほんと面倒。関わりたくないし。
So
できれば近寄り
rude.
たくもないね。
But
とにかく。そっか。雇用主ね。
you're gonna love me by the end of this, Ulrik. Yes, my employer. Personal feelings would affect my duties and make me a weaker fighter. I would like to avoid that. I wish to avoid entering Eltcreed's personal life. Also, he's kind of weird, so...
そうかもしれないな。なんてったって、あんた上海出身なんだし。
Yes? Now that I think about that, he is right. I shouldn't be in his life.
なんだよ、その反応。
I accompanied him into a gathering. I was reminded by the others that those from the heights are despised here. They stopped at insulting me. Perhaps I can count myself lucky. When I think about yesterday, I suspect that there must be others who have it much worse.
まあ、そうだな。
I thought you were the only one like that. I was surprised and hurt.
そうか。あ、僕だけってどういう意味？僕のことをいじめっ子とか思ってる口。
I wouldn't say you're bullying me. My impression of you is that your personality is bad and you have no self-control.
発売言いやがって。
I shipped them already. Still better than you.
そんなことない。僕の方がずっといい。情報屋として優秀だし、エルトとの付き合いだってあんたより長いし。
Is that so? The last part hardly elevates you in any way.
うるさいな。夜だよ、ど深夜だよ。さっさと寝ろ。ふけるぞ。
Yes, my mother also told me that staying up late is bad for my skin. Good night, Ulrik.
はいはい。おやすみ。あいつ、本当失礼すぎ。性格も悪しすぎだし、最悪だ。
You'll love me soon enough. Eh? Oh.
Ah, いい朝だ。
I loosened my necktie a little and closed the door behind me.
このメールは
Sorry.
ソファー？
Let me just edit my brightness a little because it hurts my eyes. No, he's the baby's laughing in his sleep. Carrying my newspaper with me, I inspected the sofa. Ulrik was stretched out on it. He was sleeping peacefully with an open book on his chest.
ウルリク、
Ulrik.
ここで寝てはいけないといつも言っているのに。
Normally, I would have wakened him up by putting a cushion on his face or pouring water on it. They have a very sibling relationship. I feel like they fight.
幸運に思うことですね。
Took a deep breath and sat down on him.
今日の一面の記事はと。
ちょっと何座ってんだよ。死ぬ。
失礼ですね。平均体重です。しかし最近のソファーはすごいですね。動くし喋るし、次世代の技術力を感じます。
僕はソファーじゃない。早くどいて。重い。
君がいけないんですよ。こんなところで寝るから。
いいだろ別に。僕どこでも寝れるし。
僕どこでも寝れるし。ではありません。寝床があるならそちらで寝てください。ソファリーク。
So funny.
はいはい、次からな。ソファリクって呼ぶな。
That's so
ウル
cute.
リク、声の大きさを下げてくれませんか。頭に響きます。
誰のせいだと思ってんだ。そうだ、そういえばあんた昨日あいつになんか変なこと吹き込んだだろ。
あいつはて、どなたのことでしょう。
あいつといえばあいつだろ。
三軒隣の屋敷で飼われている文鳥のプーツマンちゃんのことですか。
Huh?
何言ってんだ。キルスだ、キルス。
なんだ言えるじゃないですか。彼女の名前覚えていないのかと思いました。
バカ、情報屋の僕がそんなこと知らないはずないだろ。なめないでほしいんだけど。
なめませんよ、男の肌など。
What the fuck? No, the things he's saying is so out of pocket all the time. I like Elk Creed, not as a male love interest, but I would love to be friends with him. He's so funny.
そういう意味じゃないって。めちゃくちゃ話がそれてるし、も
う話がそれた記念で言いますけど、ウルリクはもう少し固有名詞を使う努力をした方がいいですよ。彼女にはキルスさんという素敵な名前があるんですから、呼んであげてください。
やだやだ。誰がするかよ。
I'm so gonna make you fall for me.
ウルリクがです。こう認識するのは人間関係で大切なことですよ。街中であんたって呼んでみなさい。何人が振り返るか。不便だと思いませんか。
それはそうだけど、別にいいじゃないかそんなこと。とにかく僕が話したいのはそんなことじゃないんだ。
ウルリクが彼女の行動を朝から晩まで観察したという変態行為に対する
変態。
違う。懺悔は断じてしないぞ。あんたの命令に従っただけだからな。もう勘弁してくれよ。
Poor baby.
はいはい、お茶来るのはここまでにしてあげましょう。ね、変なこととは。
Ulrik mumbled something, adjusted his posture on the sofa, and put both of his hands dramatically on his knees. What is he doing? So cute. Are you allowed to be this cute? What the fuck? His face began to get red. He looked away.
これが女性だったらどんなに良かったか。
Okay, see, Ulrik is me, but male, so I am so glad that he is, Ulrik is male, because this is amazing. Well, not that. If he had been a woman, I would have embraced him, patted his head, and asked him what's wrong. I would pat him too. He's such a good boy. Alas, it was this dude. He was in doubt below, not on the chest. My compassion shrank to the bare minimum. Bruh. I folded the newspaper and tossed it onto the table, then leaned back into the sofa and sighed audibly. So mean.
分かってる。言う。昨日の夜、あいつに聞かれたんだ。僕は 恋をしたこと。
Sorry, I'm just fangirling. I love him so much. I'm so glad we're finally on his route.
お
Oh, the teasing tone. I hadn't been expecting anything in particular, but that was an interesting development.
続けて。恋をしたことはあるんですか？
それはその当然僕も男なわけで
Oh,
一人くらいはだな。ないですけど。
え、ないんですか？
he sounds genuinely shocked.
悪いかよ。
Okay, I'll be your first.
見方によりますね。感情に任せて発言するなら、初々しくて可愛らしいと言っておきます。しかしながら、種の繁栄という点で言うと、とても悪いです。
What the fuck?
ウルリク、子供の作り方分かってます？自然発生するものじゃないんですよ。
Ulrik, please.
繁栄とか言われても僕は18だぞ。まだ急がなくていいだろ。
結婚適齢期に入り次第すぐに繁殖相手を見つけられる自信があると？ないでしょ。君はもっと恋愛をして経験を積むべきです。
うわ、朝から生々しいこと言う。
That's what I was thinking.
現実を教えてあげているだけです。上階の方は極度の恋愛ベタですが、それは環境がそうさせたこと。下界にいるのに恋愛ベタなんて病的だと思います。
What did I do? Oh, nothing. Okay, good.
残念ですね。ウルリクの結婚式での余興、300種類ほどと書いてあるのに、いつ披露できることやら。
They're so fucking funny.
そういうあんたいや、いい。
恋愛ですか？たくさんしましたよ。
Uh-huh.
知ってる。だからいいって言ったんだ。
アドバイスしてほしいんですか？
いらない。あ、受け取った。やだな、もう。
Poor baby. I love him. Steam prison. I can hear someone talking. It's Ulrik. Good morning. Ulrik is still here. I wondered if he had slept as I approached.
朝食はそちらに用意してあります。お好きにどうぞ。
Thank you. Breakfast was kind of a buffet. I put some of the various kinds of breads on display on a small plate and watched the other two. Altkrit is holding a newspaper, and Ulrik. Did you read your book there since yesterday?
そうだけど、悪い。
No. It's nice to have something you're passionate about. Altkrit, what are our appointments today? When are we leaving? Altkrit pondered this with one hand on his chin. Then he shook his head.
二日酔いで調子が出ないので、今日はここでゆっくりしようと思います。
Yippee, free day. Rest. We're not going to the bank?
ええ、休養します。戦士の休息です。
Mm-hmm.
何が戦士だ。飲んだくれのサボりだろ。頭取のくせに。
役職は関係ないでしょう。頭取だってサボることくらいあります。
You are resolved to skip work today? A hangover is your own fault. Should you really be taking the day off because of it?
手厳しいですね。俺が一日不在で潰れるような職場は何をしても潰れますよ。あと連絡は入れるので無断ではありません。俺はここで静かに過ごしていますので、
Oh.
君も好きにしてくださっていいですよ。ウルリク。
What? Okay. Exactly.
おっと失礼。言い方を誤ってしまいました。
He did it on
正しく
purpose.
はウルリクとです。ウルリク。
嫌だね。断る。絶対お断りだ。何が楽しくて案内なのか。
仕事としての依頼です。楽しい楽しくないはこの際関係ありませんよ。
仕事としてならなおさらだ。僕は情報屋だ。 情報やこういう仕事は他のやつに頼めよ。めんどくさい。
金貨2枚。
Ulrik narrowed his eyes and held up 2 fingers.
今ならそれに銀貨を3枚つけましょう。やりますか？やりませんか？
Ulrik groaned and glared at me.
一回だけ案内してやるのは今回だけだからな。
I get super easily swayed by money too, I get it. Or food. What? He was so unfriendly. I wanted to chalk it up to the follies of youth. You're the same age, girl. But he was probably not going to change. If I snap back now, I'm no better than him. Learning more about the depths was going to be important for my life there. I have to pay attention and learn all I can. It will be valuable. Valuable? Valuable. I think I got it right. I took a deep breath, hoping to steady my temper, and opened my mouth. This is a paid assignment by Ulrik. I request that you not falter in your duties.
当たり前だ。僕はこの町を知り尽くしてるんだ。根節丁寧に案内してやる。感謝しろ。
Ulrik smiled, bemused by Ulrik's sudden enthusiasm. After we finished breakfast, Ulrik and I headed out into town. Compared to the talkative, lively nature of Ulrik was quiet from beginning until the end. He walked a few steps ahead of me, only turning around periodically. This can't be called showing the city. I walked a little faster to catch up. You took this on as a job. You should treat it with at least the minimum amount of diligence.
最低限って愛想よくしろって意味なら嫌だね。そんな依頼は受けてないし。ここは大通り。あんたはすでに知ってるだろうし、他に特に言うことはない。以上だ。
Nothing. If you're not gonna talk about it, I might as well wander around myself. My thought went around in a circle like a snake biting its own tail. Ouroboros? Ulrik had done so much to guide me to that city. Based on Ulrik's attitude, I suspected that he was quite good at gathering intelligence. But his attitude, can nothing be done about this? I wasn't a short-tempered kind of person, but neither was I particularly magnanimous. I was worried I would eventually snap at him. Just shake him.
子供のおもりをしなくちゃいけないんだ。
Nanny? Let me just... Well, a job is a job. That doesn't matter, does it? A job's a job. Stop grumbling and do it properly. Yeah, you're getting paid.
分かったよ。
Ulrik scratched his head in annoyance and turned away.
あれが花屋、あれが食料品。あっちが仕立て屋、向こうの角にはパン屋。あっちに喫茶店、あそこは食堂、そこは雑貨屋、あれは時計屋。おしまい。
I want to shake him so bad. He's so annoying. Also, I like that we talk shit about him. Like he likes getting broken. I like that. I appreciate that. What a haphazard explanation.
うるさいな。教えてやったのに文句言うなよ。はあ、お腹すいた。屋台でなんか買うか。
A stall?
ほらそこ、クレープが売ってる。
Crap.
あんたの分は払う気ないから。食べたかったら自分で買いなよ。
Ulrik walked away towards that so-called stall. One were too many, or two, or three. I smiled wryly and followed him. By myself, huh? Ulrik has given me some money when I had left the building. I couldn't decide whether I should use it on the crepe. I love crepes!
おじさん、チョコレートクレープ一つ。チョコレートソースとチョコチップもオプションで。
We the same kind of crepe. I always order soft skin with chocolate ice cream, choco chips, and Oreo and banana and chocolate sauce. We are meant to be. I walked up to the stall and looked at it. I couldn't read the letters of the depths, but I suspected the recurring word was crepe. This is a stall, huh? In my homeland, shops were traditionally inside buildings. Every so often there were festivals where sellers walked around with large boxes of goods. I've never encountered this vendor model before. The vendor looked like a hand cart. There were wheels and I suspected it was mobile. Very smart. He can make everything fresh on the spot.
んだよ、車輪をじーっと見て。珍しいのか？初めて見るとか？
It's very rare that food is sold out on the street like this. Very curious.
別に普通だろ。食べ歩きとかしないのかよ。
Of course not. Eating on the go is improper. Of course it is.
へえ、はしたないね。
Ulrik received his crepe and began to walk away. Between large bites and chewing, he looked up at me. Now I want crepes. I should have went to the mall today.
んが、特別に一口あるよ。
He's so nice. I don't even share. No need. Oh, really?
うえって。
I said there's no need. It's improper. He shoved the crepe into my open mouth. My guy, I don't think that's how you feed someone. When I closed it in haste, a fair chunk of the crepe ended up inside my mouth.
食べ歩きデビュー。おめでとう。よかったな。
Dick. What did you do? I have cream on my cheeks now.
はい、ハンカチ。皿に乗ったパスタを食べてるんじゃないし、はしたなくもなんともないだろ。
But
味は美味しかった。
it was good.
じゃあそれでいい。細かいことは気にすんなよ。ちなみにそのハンカチは洗って返すこと。いい？
He gives me desserts. I love him already. Ulrik finished his crepe and tossed the paper bag into a nearby trash can.
じゃあ案内の続きだ。行くぞ。
行くぞ。
遅くすんなよ。
Okay. I had to walk faster to keep up. It was just one bite, and in the end he did buy me a crepe. He's such a tsundere. I love my tsunderes so much. I was shocked by the sudden kindness. No. Knowing him, this was probably done without that. Okay. No. Knowing him, this probably wasn't done out of kindness. Still, I can still taste the soft sweetness of the chocolate cream in my mouth. Oh, it's so cute! Why is there no CG? After that, Ulrik dragged me around more of the city. I saw a long row of factories lining a canal. Canal? Yeah, I think so. The mechanical and manufacturing industry was concentrated there, and only the workers and Eltcreed were allowed inside. Next, we went to the lake. Here, the citizens came to relax. Artificial turf has been put up by the shore. Apparently, Eltcreed went there to nap sometimes. Lastly, we went to the areas undergoing development. I saw a lot of construction sites there, but couldn't tell what they were going to become. Ulrik said Eltcreed was overseeing all the financing. Eltcreed comes up a lot when Ulrik talks. It was clear to me as I listened to him how close the two were.
ざっとこんなもんだろう。街案内は以上だ。どうした？なんか質問でも？この通りは迷う要素ないし、今の説明で十分だろう。
Ulrik came up a lot when you talked.
どういう意味だ？
Just what I said. Rather than showing me the city, you gave me a tour of his organizations. I realize how close the two of you are. I'm a little jealous. Jealous
羨ましいって。どっちが？
of both of you. I don't have anybody like that right now.
今ってことは、前はいたのかい？
lmao, my mom died. My dad too, lmao, so... yes, in the Heights. Oh, you're not talking about your parents. I recalled Finn.
そうか。上階にいるなら、もう会えないか。
Hey, we'll see about that. I haven't given up on going back yet.
その気持ち、どこまで続くんだか。
He shrugged and I went on. Your tour wasn't really any different from Elkreed's.
はあ？
He didn't show me the factories, but the places he showed me were similar to yours. I supposed even someone in your trade has strengths and weaknesses. I learned something.
何がなるほどだ。僕をバカにしてんのか。
No, I'm just being honest. We all have strengths and weaknesses. Don't worry about it.
するに決まってるだろ、バカ。面倒だし。
Baka.
行かないつもりだったけど。いいよ。そこまで言うなら連れてってやる。
So cute. Go where?
ああ。ただし、何を見ても反応するんじゃないぞ。いいな。
Oh. Freak out? He didn't wait for my answer and walked off into one of the small side streets we had passed by earlier. Where are we going? I didn't understand why he wasn't telling me, but followed him nonetheless. The hectic noise of the main road subsided. Is it safe so far off the beaten track? Ulrik ignored my unspoken concerns and walked on soundlessly. And finally, he stopped in a little, gloomy side street. This is...
僕たちは路地裏って呼んでるけど、正式名称はない。
back alleys? I stood next to Ulrik and looked around. It's a totally different world compared to the main road. It was a cold sight, devoid of organic life. Completely different from the wide main roads that were symbolic of the progressive depths. Pipes ran from building to building to building with dark, muddy substances dripping from the seams and forming dirty pools in the ground. I can smell oil, very different from the sanctuary district. It looked more civilized than the sanctuary district, but I didn't want to live there. I didn't know you had areas like these here too.
汚いものはみんな目を背けたいものだからな。あまり騒ぐなよ。ここで生活してるやつを刺激したくない。
That makes sense. People live here?
当然。下界は格差があって、貧乏な奴らはここで路上生活してるんだ。ほらあそこ。人が寝てるだろ。
Yeah, he's right. There was a bundle of clothes and bags which someone was using to sleep in. Aww. When I looked closely enough, I could see feet sticking out. I didn't know you had homeless people in Liberalitas too. Life is harsh. Life is harsh.
まあね。望んでここで生活する者もいれば、そうでない者もいる。賭博で身を滅ぼした者とかさ。
I'm gonna save. Gambling?
そう。エルトクリードはバカだけど、バカじゃない。返済できそうにない奴には金を貸さない。金をなくして借りるあてもなきゃ。行き着く先はしかここかってもんだ。あんたも気をつけることだな。
It's fine. I don't gamble.
そうか。結構楽しい。バカを騙すって。
It actually gives me anxiety. I cannot gamble. Not interested. I don't even want to go where others are tricked.
あっそ。騎士様とやらは清白だね。
Going bankrupt from gambling, huh? There were gambling establishments in the Heights too, although I had never gone. As far as I remember, the amount of money you could bet was decided by your salary. It was impossible to go bankrupt. Another point where our societies are very different. Ah! My bad. What? The screams were accompanied by the sound of frantic running. A middle-aged man appeared from the shadow of a building. He stumbled over something on the ground and fell headlong. Several others approached the man.
鬼ごっこはもう終わりかい？おっさん体力ねえな。よし、やっちまえ。誰か。
I have to help him. I tried to run towards the man, but Ulrik held me back by the arm.
行かなくていい。あんたは何もすんな。
Are you kidding me? They're beating him up. Can't you see that?
分かってるよ。でもあいつらは手を出していい相手じゃない。
Oh.
怒られてるのは上界の人間だから。
From the heights?
そう。情報屋やってると分かるんだよ。誰がどんな奴に追いかけられてるのかってことがさ。下界へ追放された上界の人間は保護地区へ住むものだけど、保護地区の生活環境は良くないだろう。中には下界で住むことを試みる奴がいるんだ。あんたも知っての通り、下界の人間の大半は上界の奴を嫌ってる。それでもボコられてる奴はここに住むことを決めたんだ。リスクは分かってるはず。
And you're telling me to ignore this?
そう。鬱憤が溜まってる奴はああやって上界の奴を襲うんだ。罪悪感が少ないし、中にはいいことをしてると思ってる奴だっているだろうな。
Crazy.
あんたたち上界の人間はカモであり、憂さ晴らしをするいい的なのさ。
That's still fucked up. So you want me to watch him die?
そうだね。あいつらがどこまで本気かわからないけど、あんたは手出しをしちゃいけない。あんたはエルトの護衛、つまり飾りだ。あんたの軽率な行動がエルトの枷になったらいろいろ困るんだよ。
Why does he have to make sense? Forcing his hand?
そうだ、枷だ。上界の人間であるあんたがエルトのそばにいるのも気に食わないやつだっている。慎重に行動しろ。身勝手な振る舞いはやめろ。僕はあんたが好きじゃない。だけど意地悪したくて言ってるわけじゃない。そこんとこ分かってくれ。そんな顔すんなよ。物乞いのことだってそう。ここでは幸福でないことは当たり前のように起こる。そいつらを全員助けられるわけじゃない。手を差し伸べるだけ無駄だから放っておくべきだ。
You don't think that's cold?
思わないね。やっぱりあんたは子供だ。
We're the same age.
あれ、動かないぜ。おっさん、おーい。
That's fucked
死
up.
んでやんの。つまんね。
That's so fucked
もっ
up.
たいねえし、持ち物はいただいてやんよ。
The men began to strip him clean of his possessions. This was looting the dead, plain and simple.
行こうぜ。
The men filed away, either content or looking for their next victim. All that remained was the corpse on the ground, beaten to death. Why did they kill him?
言っただろ、上海出身。
Just because of his birth?
それは
Are you really okay with there being people who get killed just for because of where they were born?
いいかどうかじゃなくてあるんだよ。それでいて出自だけしかわからないからこそ殺されるんだ。
What do you mean?
例えば鶏肉、あんたみたいな上品なやつは料理されたのしか食べたことないだろ。でもその鳥は誰かに殺されたから食卓に並んだ。で、問題は殺したやつだ。鳥に愛着を持っていたとしても、それはただの商売道具。ストンと簡単に殺せるだろう。でもそれがひよこの時から家族のように育ててきた鳥だったらどうする？同じようにためらわずに殺せるか？そういうもんだ。上界の奴らが殺されるのに意味も怨念もない。ただの憂さ晴らしだ。だからあんたも気をつけなよ。町に慣れないうちは知り合いもほぼいない。格好の的かもよ。もういいだろ。そろそろ帰ろう。
Ulrik turned around. A good target. The man had been killed for no reason other than being from the heights. And I was right here. I could have saved him. I saw the body lying in the distance. His face was turned towards me. He seemed to be looking at me. His expression was an accusation, twisted by pain. I followed Ulrik, asking myself if whether I had really made the right decision. I left the back alleys. By the time we made it back to the Valentine residence, it was evening. Ulrik stretched himself, the darkening city at his back.
疲れた。子守はたくさん。もう二度としない。絶対に。
He manages to be a jerk until the end. I was frankly impressed by how bad his attitude was. Did learn a lot thanks to him though. I shouldn't snap back. I nodded curtly to Ulrik. Thank you for today. What happened in the What happened in the back alley aside, I had a good time today.
あっそう。それはよかったな。僕はそうでもないけど。
Dude, just be nice for 1 second. If he had just left out the last part. I decided to ignore it and looked at him. I wonder if the people from the depths and from the heights will ever get along.
できないだろうね。少なくとも僕は無理。
Why not? What did they do to you?
教えてほしい？
If possible, yes.
じゃあダメ。可能じゃないからさ。
Oh, come on.
言ったところであんたにはわからない。
Why even ask then? You won't do that until you try.
分かったところであんたは何もできない。あんたを含む上界の人間がここで嫌われるのは自然の成り行きなんだよ。僕だってあんたが嫌いだ。依頼されなきゃ話すこともなかった。エルトに感謝することだな。
Hey, wait, Ulrik. He's gone.
おや、キルスさん、お帰りなさい。 早いお戻りですね。
Ulrik.
ウルリクの案内はどうでしたか？その表情を見る限り大満足したというわけではなさそうですね。何が？
Sorry. We saw someone get killed in a back alley.
それは刺激的な光景ですね。それで？
That's all. I wanted to save him, but Ulrik stopped me. He said the victim was from the heights, so we shouldn't save him. That's not really what he said. It would cause trouble for you at Altcreed.
なるほど。俺を理由にされるのはいささか不満ですけど、その判断は正解ですね。被害者が上階の人間でなくても関わらない方が身のためです。あの辺りで生活している人々は危険ですから。殺人など日常茶飯事です。
I see. Bread and butter, huh? Doesn't look like he thinks there's something wrong with his death either. Is this because he was from the heights? Are you so cold because he was from the heights? Wherever he was born, he was a resident of Liberalitas now as well.
ああ、なるほど。上階の人間だから捨ておいたのだと思ってしまったのですね。質問に対してはいいえです。俺は誰であれ死んでしまった者にはよっぽどのことでない限り干渉しません。
Why?
優先順位の問題です。俺は生きている人間の方が大事。ただそれだけです。俺自身はさほど差別意識はありませんよ。
Particularly?
ええ、上階 B 機は自覚していますが、根っからというわけではありませんから。保険のためさほどと言いました。
Altcreed, why do the people in the depths discriminate against those from the heights? I expected a similar answer to Ulrik. Still, I had to try. Perhaps I was going to get something different out of him.
それはお互い様じゃないですか。上階の方々も俺たちを嫌っている。何も変なことではありません。
I suppose, but don't you think that the people who live here deserve human rights no matter where they came from? Did he really deserve to be killed like that just for being born in the heights? I can't bring myself to accept something so cruel.
それが自由というものですよ。
Freedom.
ええ、自由です。職業選択の自由、生き方の自由、恋愛の自由。法で縛られた上階と異なり、ここ下界ではあらゆる自由が認められています。そして自由には自己責任が伴います。反発する相手がいれば、どちらが正しいか力で示さなくてはいけません。力なき者は屈するか死ぬしかない。殺された方は敗者。ここでは上階の方々は総じて力なき者なのです。あなたがすべきことは公平を訴えて回ることではなく、俺を守ること。それを忘れないでください、騎士様。
That's harsh. Altcreed.
俺は一度部屋に戻ります。夕食はそこにあるものか使用人に頼んでください。それではまた後ほど。
Altcreed smiled like always and then left. I was alone in a large room. Alone, me, someone from the heights. I have no power here. I had a sword with which to protect the weak, but I wasn't allowed to draw it. Have to accept that if I want to live here, but biting doubt gnawed at my heart.
それでは明日の予定の確認をしましょうか。
Ulrik had appeared again after dinner. Oh yes, I forgot to ask earlier. Is your hangover gone, Ulrik?
全開とは言えませんけど、さすがに2日連続で休むわけにはいきませんからね。いない間も仕事はたまる一方ですし。
So we're going to the bank tomorrow? Good.
よかった。どうしてですか？俺が銀行にいる間、君は俺の背中を見続けるという苦痛に等しい仕事をしなければいけないのに。
Perhaps it's tedious, but having work itself is good. I have nothing to do on days off, and besides, today was exhausting as well.
疲れたって僕が一緒だったから。それ
Ulrik, you practically rise out of the ground.
いつの間にとか言われてもね。
Kobold.
僕がいつここに来ようがそれは僕の勝手。あんたには関係ない。
I suppose I'm partly to blame for how I phrase it, but he's just so rude.
エルト、お金。こいつの子守代をもらいに来た。
Nanny.
間違ってないだろ。この僕が相手してやったんだ。感謝されて文句を言われる筋合いはない。
There's something called manners. You need to work on your attitude.
そう。すみませんね。改める気なんてさらっさらないし、僕はエルトと違って育ちが悪いんだ。放っておいて。
I wish I was allowed to beat some sense into you.
すっかり仲良しさんですね。
I ship it so much. I ship it so much, like literally. We aren't. What are you talking about? We're not getting along.
そうだそうだ。本当に仲良く見えるなら、あんた相当目が悪いぞ。メガネ買い替えろ。
喧嘩するほどなんとやらと言いますし、意外だと思いますけどね。背も近いですし。
I ship it too.
思わねえし、背は関係ないだろ。僕の背はこれから伸びる。絶対に。
もう18ですよ。きっと伸びないですよ。その背丈が君の限界値です。
I know that's wrong because I've had people who I know who are very short men, and then like by the end of high school, they become like one of the tallest people. So we're good. We're good. You're fine, babe. Ulrik laughed and retrieved a few coins from his pocket.
いつも無茶なことを引き受けてくれてありがとうございます、ウルリク。
Ulrik.
無茶って分かってんなら頼むよ。
それは無理な注文です。君を信頼しているからこそあれこれお願いするんです。分かってください。
くっそ。僕が過労死したらあんたのせいだからな。
その時は責任持って弔ってあげますよ。ね、彼って面白いでしょ。
Yes, he is. Uh-huh. I don't understand Ulrik. I try to, but his attitude makes no sense.
急ぐ必要はありません。ただ見放さないであげてください。あの子友達がいない寂しい子なので。
I wonder why.
ですからどうかウルリクと友達になってあげてください。
Friend. If that was my employer's wish, then I wanted to fulfill it. But it's Ulrik. This isn't going to be easy. I see. I will do what I can. I'm so tired. I unbuckled my sword and put it up against the wall. Why is Ulrik like that anyway? He was actively pushing back against my attempts to be on good terms with him.
くっそ。僕が過労死したらあんたのせいだからな。
I don't understand Ulrik. I try to, but his attitude makes no sense.
それは無理な注文です。君を信頼しているからこそあれこれお願いするんです。分かってください。
くっそ。
wasn't really anything I could do. Maybe this is exactly what Eltcreed meant. I'll have to trust Ulrik and not let go of him. I was sure he hated me, so my attempts to be a part of his life was going to irritate him. That was okay. I was told not to let go of him, so I'll make sure I don't. She's so one track minded. Very cute. He's baby. I left Elt's house and walked back to my own residence. The fastest way to get there was the tunnels, but I wanted to feel the breeze, so I chose a more roundabout path. Talking to a wide scope of people was part of my job, so I could walk basically forever. That makes no sense. Maybe tailing? Even traveling over rooftops or long surveillance shifts didn't tire me. So why was I exhausted?
どう考えてもあいつとエルトクリードのせいだ。案内ってなんだよ。僕は情報屋であって観光は得意なやつ。っていうかエルトがすればいいじゃないか。どうしてあんなのの子守なんか。嫌いなのに、大嫌いなのに。あんなのと仲良くしろだなんて絶対無理無理。ほんと無理。そうだ、できっこないんだってば。あいつは上界出身で、僕は上界のやつが嫌い。だから嫌いのままでいなくちゃいけない。
He's forcing himself to hate people from the heights.
なのに、なんでエルとはわかんないかな。バカ、メガネバカ。
I wear glasses, hey. I could hear a strange sound as I made my way through the back streets I had been to earlier. Oh, he's alive. Oh.
音じゃない。
Oh, different. I stared into the darkness and saw a woman curled up and crying. The dead man was near her. Oh no!
身内か？
I snuck up on the woman. She didn't notice my approach. I could see her putting her hand on the man's cheek.
髪の色も肌の色も違う。親子じゃないな。丈夫。いや、この男にそんな金はなさそうだ。女だってどこからどう見ても物乞い。いや、そもそもどうだっていいな。
I was used to witnessing murders and what it left behind. It was a part of the city. It didn't affect me. There was no reason at all for me to feel anything over the death of a stranger. Still, fragments of my conversation with Cyrus flashed in my mind and stopped myself from walking past. What am I doing? There's no point in stopping here. He's dead anyway.
僕にできることは何もない。死んだ人間は蘇らないし、あの時の判断は間違っちゃいない。あれはあの男の運命だったんだ。あの時殴られて死ぬ運命。僕が介入する必要はなかった。上界出身のやつなんてどうでもいいし、死んだってざまあみろとしか思わないし。
I smell a very deep-seated, grudge misunderstanding in his route. Yeah, it was. It had to be. Tried to convince myself of it, but the creaking gears of my heart kept me in place.
くそ。おい、あんた、なんで泣いてんだ。そいつとどういう関係なんだ。
The woman twitched and looked at me.
怯えんなよ。なんかするつもりはない。ただ、聞かせてほしいだけだ。
She's grieving, my guy. Leave her alone.
私は向こうの通りに住んでて、彼は助けてくれたの。
助ける。この上界人が。
になったところ助けてくれた。でもその男たちが彼を殺す。
ああ、バカだ。本当にバカだ。先に手を出したのはあんたなのかよ。歩いてるだけで疎まれる存在だってのに、何人助けしてるんだよ。バカだ。目をつけられるに決まってる。
I sighed and felt through my pockets. Took a few of the coins I had received as payment and gave them to her.
ここは物騒だ。さっさと行きな。いいから早く。あんたがまた襲われたらそいつが浮かばれない。
ありがとう。
The woman thanked me some more and left. I saw her shadow disappear into the darkness.
あいつを助けなけりゃあんた生きてたんだよ。キルスはこいつを救おうとしてた。こいつもあの女を救おうとしてた。つながりなんてない。ただ困ってたから。じゃあ僕は何をした？何もしてない。関われば面倒だから放っておいた。何もしなければ僕は安全だから。どっちが正しいかといえば僕が正しいに決まってる。赤の他人に命を捧げたいと思うほど僕の命は軽くない。でもなんだよ。なんでモヤモヤしたまま
Poor
すっき
baby.
りしないんだよ。
The corpse at my feet didn't speak or move. He couldn't hear me.
あんたたちお人よしすぎだろ。バカ。
The next morning, Ulrik and I finished breakfast and headed to the bank on foot.
今日も実に清々しい輝かんばかりの曇天ですね。
Uh-huh. There's not a speck of blue between those clouds. You're the first person I know who can find such value in a cloudy sky.
そうですか。君の初めての人になれて光栄です。
The way he says it, my guy.
あれよ。
Hmm?
見慣れない顔だが、あの女上海出身なのか？
らしいわよ。なんでもエルトクリードさんの護衛だとか。
本当にどうやって取り入ったんだ？
色仕掛けでもしたんじゃない？
Oof.
恐ろしいわね。
エルトクリードさんもエルトクリードさんだ。あの人の上海好きも困ったもんだ。
As time passed, word spread that I was from the heights. I could feel their cold glares and hear their hushed voices. Each individual instance was nothing, but there were so many instances. It's pretty clear they hate me. I know that, but it wasn't even a hate for me personally. It was just based on my birth in the heights. That's what made it painful for me. Will I have to deal with this my entire life here? I wondered if I was ever going to get used to it. We arrived at the bank. I was shocked by the mountain of paperwork towering on Elthcreed's desk. Elthcreed sighed, taking this horribly large amount of work in stride, and sat down. In contrast to his otherwise flippant attitude, he was a diligent and hard worker. The amount of work in front of him didn't disturb him as he went over every page. Slowly, the mountain withered away. As Elthcreed worked, I was lost in thought.
先ほどからため息ばかりですね。どうしました？
He put the pen on the table and leaned back towards me.
恋煩いですか？
He's
詳しく聞かせてください。相手は誰ですか？
so excited. Love. It was typical of him to ask that, and I shook my head. No, I'm not thinking about love.
そうですか。それは残
Why
念。では何に
Babe.
心を奪われているんです？
did you hire me, Ulrik?
君の剣の腕に惚れたからです。以前に言った気もしますが、忘れてしまったんですか？
No, I didn't forget, but I was wondering why you would hire someone from the heights.
そんな、どうして今さら。十分説明したつもりでいましたが。
Oh, yes, but I hear them talk about it. They question why you have a bodyguard from the heights with you. You don't hear them?
そうですね。言っていた気もします。上階についてああだこうだと言われ慣れているので、そういった陰口には無頓着になりました。上階下階、些細な問題だと思うんですけどね。
Ulrik crossed his legs and propped his elbow up on his right knee.
上階 B 期であることは否めませんが、俺が信じるのは個人の本質であって出自は問いません。両家に生まれたからといって優れているとは限りませんし、逆に競争心や積極性がなく使えないものが多いですから。とはいえ、綺麗事を言えるのは俺が裕福だからだと思います。
Rich.
貧しい者は心にゆとりがありません。誰かを恨んだり、自分より価値がない人間を責めたくなるものです。この地ではその手っ取り早い対象として上階の人々が敵視される。案外危険なのは俺ではなく君の身だったりします。ここに来て俺に仕えていることを後悔しているのですか？
No, I'm not. It's just hard for me. If I did something wrong, I want to change my behavior. I want to overcome my faults. But I can't change where I was born.
大丈夫です。君は変わらなくていい。むしろ変わられると困ります。
Why not?
はい。キルスさんがキルスさんだからこそ選んだんです。変わってしまえばそれは君じゃない。我を貫き続けることは難しいでしょうけど、どうか忘れないでください。自分と自分の正義を。
My sense of justice.
こういう話はまだしていないので、君の信念は完璧に知りませんけど、俺の騎士様なんです。さぞかし素晴らしい正義をお持ちだと思います。その輝きを永遠になくさないでいただきたい。それが俺の願いです。と、手がすっかり止まっていました。仕事に戻りますね。
Okay, thank you for listening to me. My beliefs and my sense of justice. Also,